Ha. Come on, Al, let's do the intro. Hurry up. Yeah, everybody seeing it.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
there.
yeah, your hand is covering it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I got the
yeah.
it says we live.
uh,
Yeah, everybody see it.
what's going on? What's up, everybody?
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Night Tech. Uh, Shouts to everybody who's subscribed to my channel. Just hit 2,000 subscribers. Been doing the phone thing for I'm about to say, damn, I'm getting old. Like 33 years. Nah, 33 years. Look, guys, I'm bugging. 13 years now. So I'm a hardcore techie. Love my tech devices, not just phones, but uh, game consoles, anything tech really. I just want to thank everybody for having me on this channel, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, y'all? I should say, what's up, Team 100? Because it's the first time I'm, getting to get around on this whole Team 100 stream, and I'm just looking forward to jumping in the conversation and chopping up with y'all. Yeah, Night Tech's infamous, Nightwing, Knight Rider, whatever you want to call him. uh, Oh, go ahead. I was about to just say, yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Rakama Tech, Google Plus, Alpha Rakama, and Alpha Rakama's name of my channel.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everyone?
The
What's
rip.
going on? What's up, everybody?
We see you when you talk. Okay. As far as the 1080, it's getting passe now. It's to the point now where I think this might have been the last year you can possibly get away with having a 1080p. It's not a bad thing, but I think it's possible that you can have 2K screens. If you look at phones, like I said about the Axon 7, if you can have a 2K screen at almost the same price point as a OnePlus 5, then there's no excuse for OnePlus 5. No, just the last year. That's it.
You said me, right? I can hear all
No.
of you guys.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
I can
Oh,
hear.
okay.
I hear audio.
It's me. It's me. It's me. I'm kind of low that far. I'm kind of low. Okay. So I'll push it up to my tech, and I just want him to actually let us know if having a screen like that is actually good in 2017, and is that okay?
Personally, for the price, I can say 1080p displays don't bother me personally at all. But for the price that you're paying for the OnePlus 5, because I've had it, I feel like with phones like the Axon 7 with 2K displays, there's no excuse for them not putting a 2K display. But at the same time, I feel like it's not needed. It doesn't have the 2K display. I feel like they should have actually kept it at the same price point as last year's. What was it? 479 or whatever it was for the top model. For that price, I can see, them justifying a 1080p display. They say it's for battery life. I'm guessing somebody's going in on their mic right now.
Okay, is that me, guys? I don't know.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
hear you, but I'm hearing like some wind also.
I had to
Oh,
take
it's
that
gone
off.
now.
Hold on. Can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
sound perfect.
Where's the audio coming from? Hold on. We having technical difficulties. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so basically, 2017, it'll probably be the last year they can definitely get away with not having a 2K display, especially since 2K displays are actually getting cheaper in price. Um, it doesn't cost a lot to put a 2K display, in a device. So OnePlus is going to have to put a 2K display in the device next year, or it's honestly going to be a complete fail.
You came
What
through
happened to
cool,
Alan?
man. I don't know.
Oh,
I think he's trying to fix some audio problems. I believe Alan had some audio issues, and he's a director, so
Well, hey, BG, how do you feel about that question Alan posed? I mean, do you think that 1080p is it's a passe for this year, or does it have to
Well,
have a certain price point?
well, yeah, exactly. Just like I agree completely with what Night Tech said. Just like anything over $400, I believe you need to come 1080 you need to come better than 1080 at this point in the game because, like you said, cheaper phones, $300 phones have came with 2K displays. So I just believe is at the price point. If you're not selling a budget phone, like let's say a OnePlus 5, that's not a budget phone because that phone is about $500.
Mm-hmm.
So at $500, you need better than 1080. Basically, in 2017, charging $500 for a unlocked phone with just a 1080 display, right now you kind of dropping the ball, and people are just pretty much tolerating it. But a couple months from now, that's not going to be tolerated at all.
Right.
You got some loyalists that's going to come back to the product because they like it. But honestly, you need 1080. I mean, you need better than 1080 when you above $400 price points for these devices. Now, 300, 200, of course.
Hey, Alpha.
You expect.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to ask. Go ahead.
No, let Alpha answer because I'm pretty much done.
Well, Alpha, I want to throw a twist on the question too that Alan posed. You and Joseph. Is the 64 gigabyte is the 64 gigabyte version of the OnePlus 5 perfect for a 1080, or should that particular phone also have a 2K screen as well as the 128 gigabyte one?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? Google Pixel did the same thing, and honestly, it's probably the reason why I didn't buy the smaller one. I bought the 2K one. I bought the Pixel XL because obviously, because you're already at that point where you're selling out like $600. So
Right.
I'll just go ahead and stack up another 100 and what was it, 150 or something more. All I know is by the end of by the end of the transaction, I was already spending like 900 after taxes. So
Wow.
for me, yeah, I would say if they want to do that, they can probably split. I'm sorry, they could split up their fan base. They could have one half be like a higher margin, for the high performance people
Right.
who
Right.
are all out. And
Right.
then if you want the budget people who like the OnePlus for the budget friendly price, you can make a budget friendly OnePlus. So
Okay.
that kind of be a way to streamline all their fans, where the people who just want the highest performance can get the highest performance, and then the people who just want budget, they can still go get their OnePlus budget phones for under $400, under $450, $400. That'd be a great way for them to stay in the game. Because, like you said, I guess adding on to what Alan said, all y'all said, basically it all comes down to price in the time period we're in. This is 2017. So
Right.
ultimately, at this point, it's 1080p is kind of, I mean, I know it's not offensive to some people. I know that's kind of the general conversation is you can't discern the difference between 1080 and 4K and all this kind of stuff because you know what? But at the bottom line, you kind of know what you want to know what you're spending your money on. If money's coming out your pocket, it needs to be going toward the best possible product that I can get.
Right.
And that's it.
All right. What about you, Joseph? How do you feel about that 1080p?
I'm gonna answer your question with a question. What about iPhones?
iPhones is a whole nother ecosystem, and Plus, iPhone
Yeah.
don't have no choice.
Okay, could I just say something real quick, guys?
Go ahead.
So I'm going through the chat, and that he watches most of his content in 720p with the One Plus. So what I want to say to Albert is, when you only have a 1080p display, you don't have the option to watch, 2K or 4K content, because your screen is only going to put out 1080p at the max.
Right.
So you don't. That's basically OnePlus is not giving you that option to even watch, that content in that capacity.
You can't even get
Right.
1440.
Yeah,
Right,
it's just
that-
like
definitely.
you maxed out at 1080p.
Right. Also, iPhone people too. It ain't like if they're mad at one company, they can go to another company. They're stuck with whatever Apple gives them. So they either gotta love it or love it, because they're not going to come to Android. It's rare that you see a lot of Apple people make that transition over to a Android platform, especially if they've been with iPhone for a long time. You literally got to pay for every app in the Apple ecosystem. So that's a lot. You can look up and find yourself invested in $50, $60, $70 worth of apps. You're not going to give that up too fast to come over to Android. So
That is
I
true.
think, yeah. Okay,
But
let's
I'm almost with y'all though. I mean, for 2017, I think 1080p is fine. But coming next year, I think everybody should have 2K above at least $500.
Hey, I want to shout out some people that showed up in the stream. Thanks, Sub-Zero. We got EV Computer Solutions in the stream. We got Paul Tech, Albert, always here. Who else we got in here? Costa, Text for Your Need. Appreciate that. Andre Rivers, what's up, homie? Who else is in here? And Cafe showed up. So that's good to see everybody in the stream. Sean. Who else? I don't want to leave nobody out, but we all appreciate you guys showing up right now. I think Alan is having some technical difficulties, so
I'm trying to add some moderators right now.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, because I don't want the same thing to happen like a few streams ago. So I'm just doing that. And I'm trying to add Anthony, aka my Project 13. This guy.
Okay.
I'm trying to add him to the video.
And since Forbes kind of moved us over to the iOS, I want to ask everybody a question. Is there anything Apple could do to make you switch and become
more customized?
I'm already switched.
Well, I know. Yeah, we already know that.
Alan's a fanboy.
Yeah. But let's start with our two guests. Night Tech and Alpha. What would they have to do?
They would have to give me the same amount of customization as Android.
Okay.
And that's about it. That's the only thing I don't really like about the iOS ecosystem is I can't customize it the way I want it. I know a lot of people always say, "Oh, you can put everything in folders." I don't want everything in folders. So not just change my wallpaper. I want to be able to put widgets and put the icons the way I want them laid out. If I don't want the icons on the home screen, I can leave them in the app drawer and do that with iOS. So I really can't mess with it like that.
All right, Alpha, what about you?
Well, I use both ecosystems, both Android and iOS. But so I guess I have to rephrase my question. Rephrase my answer is, what could iOS improve on? For me, it's got to be those horrendous notifications. It's always a huge cluster. Like they just stack up all your notifications, and it's terrible to look through them. Like if they can just go ahead and condense them down like Android did, I'll be, I'd be a happy customer.
All right. What about you, BG?
Well, I use I'm the same. I'm pretty much the same. I use both Apple and Android. But with Apple, I would say I'm not gonna really say change the ecosystem too much because that's what I go to Apple for. But some things that I really a little more customization, a little
Hmm.
more organization on the home screen because I hate a home screen. Really, basically, an iPhone is just apps. Like I always look at an iPhone like that. Like it's just basically when you cut your iPhone on, all you're gonna see is apps. That's it. And the widgets that they got is terrible. The when you slide to the left and you get your little fake little widget screen, I don't like that at all. Just a refresh. Give me something different than a whole bunch of apps. You don't have to change too much. You don't have to
Right.
go too deep into the ecosystem, but just give me something different than apps.
What about you, Joseph?
I agree with Night Tech. Just customization. I mean, right now, like I look at my little girl's iPhone, it's just boring. The apps are everywhere, and I mean, I just want to be able to customize it, put my widgets on there, move the apps around, and I might give it a try. You
All
know,
right.
Hey, hey man, I just want to say that I think Joseph has the best quality out of all of us. I don't know if he's using the U11 or the
Mo,
what's it called, but he look.
1+5, 1+5 for the win.
One plus
Oh
five over
damn,
here. I'm using 1+5.
damn, bro,
Oh,
I can see the wrinkles.
see,
I
all
can see the
y'all
wrinkles on
cheating,
the phone.
bro.
How we cheated? How we cheated?
I grabbed the oldest device I had, man, because
Yeah,
I
he's
wanted to
using
have
a
both of my
P7.
devices in my hand, man. I'm using the S6 Edge.
Yeah, the
Oh,
S6 Edge is
okay.
not bad. Yeah,
Okay.
man. Hey, man, I just had to say that because it looks pretty official. Go ahead.
You gonna make me
Uh,
switch?
all right. There's in my opinion, three big devices coming out in the next 90 days. The Note 8, the Google Pixel, and the iPhone. I know you guys are. If you only had the money to get one of those devices, which one would you get?
Hey, man,
oh,
I just start that off. I'll start that off because I haven't really said nothing. It'll be the iPhone 8 because
The iPhone 8.
basically I think the iPhone it holds its value very very well. I know Cafe he can adjust to that too because I'm always talking to him about that. But the iPhone, I mean, holds the value very well. And the most important part to me, um, is that dog on the background. But you're saying other than that, I'm thinking about it's actually FaceTime iMessage, man. I use that every single day.
Right.
It's a very important of my day because I use that to actually FaceTime a lot of my family. I mean, if I can't see them or whatnot, I and I think um, I mean, it's just like a lot more uh, smoother apps too as well. You know what I'm saying? I got both for so many years, and it's like if I have so I'm always carrying two phones. So if I carry an Android and an Android, I feel like something's missing. You know what I'm saying? So the iPhone is, I mean, it's not like the most specced out phone, but it does the job very, very well. But so I'll just put that out there. But you could go whoever's next.
All right. Hey, Joseph, you always last. Let's let you go second. Which
yeah,
one would
well,
you get? Which one? If you only had the money for one,
I would
or
say
you
the
could.
Pixel. I would say the Pixel 2.
Okay. Is
Just
there?
because I couldn't never get the Pixel XL before. I
Mhm.
was on the waiting list, didn't come through for whatever reason, and I just think that's the Note 8 to me is a Galaxy S8 Plus with a pen. Um, the iPhone 8. My kids probably would kill me for this, but it's just boring iPhone. But I definitely, the Pixel XL 2 is probably the one I never had before, so why not try it out? And like I said, the Galaxy S8 right here, 8 Plus, I'm gonna just add a pen to it, and I have the Note 8. So I just think the XL 2 is more interesting to me.
All right. Oh, we got Al. You got a super chat from
Hey,
Albert. He donated $2 so you can get a better mic.
hey, Albert, listen to me, Albert. I'm actually using the Moto Z2 Force right now, and there's no headset jack on there. So I'm trying to go with Bluetooth at the moment. So it's not really sounding that well, but I apologize. But I appreciate that. And to quote Easy, my friend who's actually said this on the stream before, the super chat is wide open, guys. I'm trying to pass Mr. Tech Gentleman who got $12 on his last stream. So please donate. I do a lot behind the scenes, and I like to have a lot of things like everybody else in the stream. But we're gonna pass that on to Mr. BG Tech Life. All right. If you had to pick out of the 3 devices or even 4 devices, because a lot of people are actually saying the V30 as well on the stream. So a lot of people are actually commenting, guys. So if you guys, actually could actually work on that too. But go ahead, BG. What's up?
Well, I'm just gonna make it quick. It's definitely gonna be the Note 8. I look forward to all tech, but the Note just excites me. So that's the phone that I have to have, is a must-have. And if I couldn't get any other phone, I would just have the Note and be happy with it.
BG, I got a tip for you. Save $400, get the Galaxy S8 Plus, and buy you a pen.
Oh man, we got more super chat. Night Tech is donated to the microphone fund. $4 to you, Alan.
Hey man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, guys.
All right, Alpha, what would you get?
Saying between the Pixel 2 and the rumored iPhone 8 or Apple Edition, whatever they call it, I have to go with the Pixel. Even though I do use both ecosystems, if I had to choose one, the iPhone's not going to give me the freedom. Even though I do see iOS 11 is stepping in the right direction, still not there yet.
Hold on, man. I gotta stop Alpha right there, because how could you say that the iPhone is it's boring, and then say the Pixel is the next device? Well, it's not. How's it not actually satisfying your needs when a Pixel is basically like the same thing? I mean, are you into big? Have them icons on stock sometime? I just had to turn down the freaking icons on the Z2 Force. It's basically stock, and those icons are freaking gigantic. But okay, I'm not gonna rag on a man. But Rob, go ahead, Rob. What's up?
Well, let's go with Night Tech. I'll say mine for last.
Okay.
I would probably
save the worst
go
for
with,
last.
it was like 3 or 4. You guys added the V30.
Yeah, you could throw in any wild card phone. We let you throw in any wild card phone.
Yo, man, he better not say the Mate 10.
I'm going with the Mi Mix 2 then.
Oh.
Is that going to be out in 90 days?
It might be out. It should be.
Oh, okay.
But I would probably go with the Mi Mix 2 just because I enjoy the Mi Mix. The first is one of my favorite devices. I'll get the benefit of having higher screen to body ratio like the iPhone.
Hey, thanks,
I still get the customization of Android, and it's gonna be a beautiful build. And plus, hopefully, if
I'm sorry, I was going to ask you, isn't that MIUI operating system on that?
Well, on mine, I have a custom ROM on mine, but
okay.
Yeah, that's what they use on the whatever. But
okay, I'm sorry.
Heck was I saying? Oh yeah. Sure. So get the elegance of the Mi Mix or whatever. Like I said, this is one of my favorite devices, and if I'll take that 256 gigabytes of storage, or maybe even 512, and the 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM. So I'm good with that. I need a phone that can hold all my apps.
Mi Mix 2, that's a beast. I kind of passed on that one. I was kind of worried. I was worried about how it would work on T-Mobile.
Here, man.
Oh no, I think the Mi Mix 2 is actually going to come out, but it's going to be the fact of how much it's actually going to cost. Because I know last year it was just like a limited amount of it. And there were, like on the resale value was was up to the freaking sky. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty hard to even
Well,
get that, right?
hopefully, yeah, it was, but hopefully they learned their lesson. And technically, the first one was supposed to be just a concept, prototype type thing, and then they just started selling it once they learned that everybody else, everybody wanted it. So hopefully this year they're smart and just release the global version and let you buy it from wherever.
I mean,
I'm looking at the super chat. Alpha got you some money
I know.
too for your
yeah, I know. I was gonna shout them out after Night Tech this weekend. All right. So, I just wanted to shout out everybody in the chat before we get to Rob. So we got KB still here. We got Leo. He just joined. We got Sean. He's in the building, and we still got Easy. If Easy wants an invitation, just let me know. I got Reggie U in the building. And we got Cafe and all the regulars still here in the building. So I appreciate you guys for coming. And Rob, go ahead. What you got to pick?
I kind of struggle with this thought, but it was the Pixel 2 because I didn't get the Pixel last year due to Google seemed to be running out of stock and stayed out of stock literally for 4 to 5 months. So I pretty much gave. I wasn't going to pay. I think almost $600 or $700 for a 1080p 5.2 inch Pixel. So I just passed, but I think I want to get that. Even though I do like iPhone and what have you, and the S8. I don't know if I want the Note right off. I will probably end up getting the Note, but right now the Pixel has my attention.
Hey, does anybody have that feeling about Android going on right now? How the value is actually dropping so fast, and all these carriers are making all these deals. Even how the actual maker of the phones are having sale of $300 off. You just gotta trade in the phone. I mean, how's everybody's attitude on that, man? I mean, is that actually making you stop from buying it first week?
That's what's making me stop buying the Note. That's why I may not jump on the Note right away.
You know what it is, man? It's the Android operating system. There's so many devices out there that you can choose from. It's that even the bigger OEMs are struggling to sell their devices because you have so many options, to pick from, so many different OEMs and stuff, that they're like, we have to get our phone into more people's hands. That's why they do all these BOGOs and come a couple of weeks later, you can use this code and get $100 off because they need you to buy these devices. That's why I'm gonna just start waiting, a month or two and head straight to Swapper.
Well, before we did have a question in the stream. Albert posed a good question when we was talking about the phones that was coming out. What's up with the Essential phone? Well,
I don't think anybody knows.
Did y'all hear about the guy? He was like, I guess like one of the lead guys on that project, and Google hired him. He quit Essential and worked, and now he's working for Google. He's like the lead guy, like I guess as far as design or engineering.
I think it was on Fandroid.com had a story, or either Android Police. One of the two had a story on that. How about that? I read that earlier.
He's smart. That's why. When you have the option to, basically choose between being a member of a team for Ace itself or being a member of a team for the operating system that, basically on this device, meaning without this operating system, the device is nothing. So if you have to choose between the two, you're going to go with the operating system because that company needs that operating system to run their phone. And he was probably like, right now with the whole, it was supposed to be 30 days that the phone was supposed to be released.
Yeah.
And then they sent a mass email, 45 days, 50 days later, talking about it's coming in the coming weeks or something like that. I would leave too. That's a best sign right there.
Right. He was already like, maybe like, as far as the phone manufacturers go, he might have already been on a losing team because it's a project that hasn't been presented to the people. I would leave them also to go work for Google, which is solid.
Yeah, yeah, but they said the essential phone I read supposed to try to have a launch date now for I think the 26th of August, maybe in that area, maybe that, but that's a real bad launching period because the big boys are getting ready to load up and come out.
Hey,
Why
man,
do
I
I?
just hold on, right? Yeah, hold on. So I just want to say my piece because I'm trying to work on another person coming in. I just wanted to say that it's how the essential phone is pretty much DOA in my opinion. I think it's already past its time. It's not even here yet. Um, it's pretty much the same way that how we always get hyped for something and then they take too long, and then it's just null and void. I mean, especially for a product. I think I'm just waiting for all the reviewers to have like a hands on with it first because a lot of us are just hesitant about it. But how do you feel, Alpha?
With that essential phone, yeah, I got that same email. I think was it last week. They were saying that within the next couple of weeks it's going to be in your hands. But I think I might have changed my mind on that because it's about hard hitting season right now. You got the Note 8 coming out, you got the Pixel 2 coming out, and you got the iPhone edition or iPhone 8 coming out. So for me, I'm looking forward to getting both the iPhone and the Pixel. Not quite sure about the Note right now. I'm pretty much happy with my S8 Plus. You know, it's got the right size for me, and the Note 8 would just have to add a lot more value for me to decide to cop it. And but we're gonna see this coming August. We're gonna see what they have to market. So we'll see.
Sound like the
Yes.
next bit Robin.
Yeah. Hey, that essential is going to have to take a loss. I mean, they literally going to need to give away that phone this first time out. I mean, they may have to sell it at 1+5 prices, to even get you to sniff it out, to even give it a look. I mean, he's going to have to take a loss just to get it into people's hands to want to get it next year.
Yeah, right. I know. Joseph and Nighttech actually pre-ordered that, so I don't know if you guys are
The
still
funny
gonna get
part
it
is,
or not.
when it comes to the essential phone, I think most people actually, the only thing that it really has going for it, if you really think about it, is the titanium build and the screen to body ratio of the screen. Other than
Yeah.
that, it's nothing really too out there with the device.
Right.
So I'm actually good, with my S8 Plus, my Mi Mix, because they have, the screen to body ratio also. And I'm like, I don't really drop my devices anyway, so I'm not really worried about titanium builds. But I could just add 700 more and get that red phone, right?
Well, the
There you
red
go.
phone's coming next year. I think it's coming next year, but I mean, it's not gonna go anywhere with us. I think that's meant for it's like the world of the
Yeah.
of the Team Crispy fellas. I mean, that's pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
if that camera, I mean, even if it has a red camera, I think the software and see how they make it to that phone. I mean, it's like another beast. You know what I'm trying to say? So, I mean,
Right.
it'll be their first phone or whatever, but it's not proven too. It's not proven too with that red phone. But
Right.
so I just want one of you guys to, if you guys can actually read some of the comments because it's a lot of comments, and I appreciate everybody coming. I'm trying to get a couple of people here, but if anybody
All
has
right.
another phone, they could read the comments.
All right. Hold on.
Uh,
Hold on.
we got a comment, another one from Albert saying, "Why does Apple get a pass on the 1080p? Well, Android doesn't get a pass for 1080p."
because of the simple variety, the variety that we have. We got another guest in.
Okay, guys, we got another celebrity. He's Mr. Sideways Peace Sign. It's Mr. My Project 13. Welcome to the chat and welcome to the Team 100. Oh, you see
Hey,
Jesus?
everybody, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? What's
we
up?
got a celebrity, and we got Grant in the chat too.
No, no celebrities here, man. I'm just an average person, just like you all, man.
Yo, he's a celebrity, bro. He's a celebrity like Easy and J. Will. Oh no, right, and Donovan. He just passed 5K too.
Nah. Hey, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Hey, we're glad you came in to talk to us.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I just got back from picking up a U-Haul. We got to move my mother-in-law's apartment out. The rest tomorrow. We got a lot to do. She had to move into assisted living, so we have a lot to do to take care of her. So I just got here, just pulled in, and was situating some stuff. Got some water and Mountain Dew. I don't know if they go together or not, but I need both.
Yeah, because after, it's a little bit technical. Because after drinking Mountain Dew, your mouth gets a little bit thirsty, so you need the water to top it off.
Right.
I know how that goes.
But okay. I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to ask. I got Joseph because I know he actually pre-ordered the phone. He's on mute right now, Joseph. But if you could actually unmute yourself. And say if you're interested in the Essential phone still after all of that, all that waiting that you guys are doing for it.
Yeah, Alan. To be honest, I think they missed their boat, like y'all was saying earlier, because you have I think Alpha said it. You have the Pixel XL2, you have the iPhone 8 coming out, you have the V30. So I just think they missed their window. So I don't even know if I'm gonna pick it up now. Because just depending on, when they actually release the phone or not.
Okay. So Anthony. Okay. Go ahead.
I still have there's another phone too that I just got an email about. I think Nitek might have registered for it too. Is that UG Crystal phone for $99 or something?
Or the bootleg Nemex?
Yeah. That one's fun.
Hey man, I've been getting them same emails because I've seen like a lot of those phones where they're saying, hey, if you buy now, it's only $29, and it looks like a remix. And then that's how they send you all the junk emails, and you can't even buy it yet, whatever. But as far as the Essential phone, how do you feel, Mr. My Project 13, about the Essential phone right now?
I honestly am still interested in the device itself. I guess because I've been so busy lately with a lot going on my personal side of life and just jumping into YouTube here and there and trying to get the videos up that I can, I haven't really taken notice of the time and the space that this device has been, when it first got announced to now, to really realize how long it's taken them to actually get this whole thing going with this device. So for me, it's not a big deal. But I'll tell you, I'm one of those oddball YouTube reviewers. When I see something that I don't like, the period of time is not a big deal for me. But aesthetically on that device, where that camera is placed on the front, for some reason that is really bugging the heck out of me. And I'm thinking, am I really going to spend my money on something outside of just reviewing it for the viewer and the subscriber? Am I really going to spend that money without thinking that I'm probably going to sell it? Because that's going to bother me as a device in my pocket, in my hand. Aesthetically, it's got to be appealing to me for me to think that maybe possibly I'm going to want to keep it. And I don't know why they decided to put that there, but that's sort of a deal breaker. I know that we don't want to look at those areas so much being the deal breakers compared to what you're getting for specs on a device and the money that you're going to pay for in a device you're going to bring in. Whether you're reviewing it or you're just the average consumer or the prosumer being the high tech enthusiasts who are going to collect because they're just addicted like we are, right? But I go by those things And as a consumer, when I go out to buy something, if I have a second thought about it, my wife always says, don't buy it because you're going to return it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So
I've had a couple of phones like that too.
at my level of reviewing devices of what I bring in financially, is it going to be practical for me to even bring it in and review it if I already know I don't like that and I'm probably going to sell it anyway?
Right.
That's where I'm at with that.
Hey man, I think as a YouTuber too, it's a lot of times where you're saying to yourself, I don't really actually want it, but then at the same time, I'm thinking like if my fans, saying all my subscribers would actually want it at the same time, so you're hesitant about it, and you say, okay, right, look at BG, I don't know what's going on with BG, so yeah, so it's a lot of times where you're like, you're saying in that fine line in the middle where you're thinking about it, and then saying, so there's times where I say, okay, right, I'm gonna get it, and then a day later, right, it's like the G6. I had the G6 and the SA Plus on the same week, and oh man, I was excited for both, but then I think a day later, man, I didn't want the G6 no more. You know what I'm saying, and I returned it, because I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I got it for almost $700, and then I was like, you know what, man, I don't think this phone is worth it to me. And the SA Plus had the bigger screen, and I'm more of like a person who likes like the bigger phone in your hand. And I actually gave it another try, and it still didn't work out for me. Man, who's in the background with that noise? But yeah, I mean that's how I feel about it's like about those.
The Essential phone,
things, you know.
the Essential phone, in my opinion, has lost its enthusiasm. It had a nice little buzz for a while, and people were interested in that phone. But the company has done pretty much zero marketing or anything to even keep the buzz through this delay that they're having with the push out of this phone, and it's making it almost a bad purchase to me for my particular channel to want to bring that phone in due to the fact that it has no buzz around it and it wouldn't interest too many people. It might be something that as a video later on down the road, if it does happen to catch a spark, that it might catch people's interest. But for that initial startup, am I willing to keep that phone for 3 to 4 or 5 months down the road and hoping that people start to like this phone and start saying, hey, I want to get more information about this phone? Because sometimes you got to make a decision about a phone, whether it's worth keeping or you got to get it out and move on to the next phone. And if that phone isn't hot coming out the gate, it makes it pretty hard for me to want to bring it in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, right, and I agree with that. I agree with that too. I just want to switch gears, guys. Let's actually get past the Essential phone talk, and I just wanted to talk about it's the SA Active. Is anybody in the chat actually interested in actually getting the SA Active? I mean, it's a little bit too late. I mean, in some eyes, but a lot of people actually wait for that phone. And it should be coming to AT&T, of course. But is anybody else sure? Okay, cool. Is anybody interested in actually getting that? I'll start off with Nitec because he's the one on to the left of me.
Nah.
Okay, so that's a big no. Okay, so he said
I got the S8 Plus, so I don't. Nah, man. That phone it just reminds me of all the actives. I never really took a liking to any of the active phones that Samsung has ever done. I feel like they're just for that. It's for that consumer that wants all the S8 or S8 Plus specs and everything, but goes hiking or works construction or something like that. So I'm like, I don't do any of that stuff. So I'm like, I don't need the ruggedness of that device. Plus those bezels on the side, man, they kind of do something to me.
They added like a little black bar on the side of that thing. I don't know if everybody have seen it in the chat, but I'll pass it on to Anthony. Is he there? Oh yeah, he's still there. Go ahead. I mean the other Anthony. I mean the peace sign Anthony.
My Project 13.
Yes, my Project 13 Anthony.
Honestly, I've heard a little bit about it. It's pretty high spec. I agree with it being sort of like the S8, the S8 Plus with the G6 look.
Exactly.
It sort of has that G6 look to it, so it's kind of like a combination. I think if you are I don't have an interest in it. How much is what's the price on this device?
It's don't it cost pretty much the same as a regular S8?
So it's gonna be about $750.
I think so. I can Google it right quick.
So for $750, you're getting an S8 and S8 Plus with a G6 look to it almost. The bezel's a little bit thicker on the sides. Really little bit. Not an interest for me. I think you're right about someone who works in a rugged situation like construction, works in an area where you're getting banged around a lot. That might work for you because it'll just be a lot. The body of it's going to be protect the device itself. But I don't know. I don't see. If you already have the S8 and the S8 Plus, I wouldn't think about picking up a device like that. If you were a reviewer, sure, maybe, but not for me. I already got a layout of devices, and I'm looking at all these other oddball devices, and it hasn't really taken off for me in my mind. So
yeah, right. It's one of those phones that you hear about, and you see like a couple of videos about it, but it never really makes like the mainstream art. So Alpha, how do you feel on the S8 Active? Is that something on your radar?
For me personally, just like Anthony, Night Tech, I'm pretty much a strong no. I'm not gonna buy a phone just for active purpose. There's other things that you can do with your current phone to really. You can go get yourself a what are those cases? I never buy them. Those big bulky cases.
OtterBox.
Yeah, you can really just go get yourself an OtterBox, literally, and that basically would be an S8 Active. I'm just saying. So for me, it's a no. I understand, like you said, from a reviewing standpoint, might be all right, but essentially it's the same phone. Might get a little bit of. I believe the specs on it is a bigger battery, like they usually are, right? It's a bigger battery this year.
4,000. 4,000.
Yeah, I got it up in front of me right now. I got 4,200 milliamp battery, a 8 megapixel secondary camera, 13 megapixel primary camera.
Hold on, Rob.
All right.
Rob, I wanna make an announcement. I got Donald Trump who just joined the call. I got Donald Trump in the call, aka Easy Computer Solutions. Everybody.
Easy Computer Solutions.
Right, Easy Computer Solutions. All right, so if anybody can stay serious while Eric is doing that.
Hey man, you scare me with that mask.
Hey man, I just want to welcome Mr. Easy Computer Solution. He is Mr. Invite for the Note 8, and I want him to actually I want to send a big a high five and congrats for making to the Note 8 at NYC, and hopefully I'll see you there. But I'm not going, but I'll probably see you there in the state maybe. I just want to shout you out, and I want you to say exactly who you are and who are you exactly. Nobody knows.
All right. Well, for everybody that don't know who I am, I'm Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. I got a YouTube channel. I think I do. And I have a lot of fun making videos. You can always check me out on Easy Computer Solutions, where I put up videos almost every day. Do about 3 live streams a week and have some fun all in between doing it.
And the super chat is wide open, guys. Okay. So
that's right. The super chat is wide open.
All right, I'll pass it on. I'll pass it on to BG Tech Live. Right, I was just talking about the S8 Active, Eric, and if anybody's actually interested in getting it, but I'll leave it to BG because he's looking too comfortable in that chair.
No, I'm good. I'm good on the S8 Active. I never grabbed none of the active variants. I'm not looking for that. Like they said, I throw an OtterBox on my regular S8 Plus and keep it moving like that. All of them, I hate the way they look anyway.
Oh yeah, right. It looks a little weird. How about Joseph? Let's see if Joseph wants that.
No, not at all. Like,
that's it.
I think Cafe said it in the comments, like, it's the G6 is the active phone, so why? No, I don't.
Hey, bro, how they, if anybody has a picture of that, right, it basically, so it's like the bezel around the screen is basically, it's in the same form as the G6, and it kind of looks a little bit weird, but I think everybody who buys the active phone are a little bit weird. But
Hey,
I'll pass it.
let me ask my project and Easy the same question that we was talking about earlier. I just want to hear what they want to say. If
Right.
out of the big phones that are launching in the next 90 days, V30, iPhone 8, Note 8, Pixel, if you can only get one as your primary phone, I kind of know what Easy might say. Which one would it be?
Galaxy Note 8.
Well, he's kind of
Wow.
biased right now, so that's not fair.
Nah, I'm a Galaxy fan.
Yeah, he's like, I'll buy 3.
You buy
I'm
okay.
gonna Yeah, I'm
All
about
colors.
3 of them, all colors.
Yeah, okay. My project. What? If you can only get one in the next 90 days? Which one would it be?
Wow. I got 2 that are very close: the V30 and the Google Pixel 2. I that's really hard. My V20 is my content creator device, and it does a lot for me, and that's what I go for, and that's what I use. If the V30 is that and more, that would be primarily the device that I go for, just because I can utilize it and it helps my channel for what I can afford to have to create my content. So, but the Google Pixel 2 is right in there, right underneath it. So,
Okay. Another question I want to throw out there too. Why? And Easy brought it up on his stream the other day. Why is LG so scared to challenge Samsung with a Note type phone? Why won't they put a pin in that V30 and just say, "Hey, we're coming for you. We want to challenge you."
I tell you what, man, that's a good question, and I don't understand why. Think about this for a second. If you got one of the nicest phones, which is the Stylo 3, right? You had the pin, you got the pin software, and it works very good. LG doesn't put any muscle behind this device. I mean, could you imagine a LG G6 body, 5.7 inch, with a nice little better pin, a Stylo 3 Plus or something like that with the software? I mean, damn, that'd be an awesome device. I mean, just awesome.
Hey, honestly,
like
bro, I don't think. Hold on a second, Eric. Honestly, I think the G6 is a little bit too small for a pen. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, but if you make like a bigger one, it could be like a 6-inch device. But
Right, no, that's what I'm saying. Like a bigger device that's going to house the pen. I'm thinking more of the Galaxy S8 Plus type of a look with the pen that's in the device. I think that's the way LG need to do it. My biggest thing is like you got a device with a lot of software in it. They actually copied and paste the Galaxy Note software to the Stylo. It's very good, and I just don't understand why they just don't. Man, it's just man.
What about you? Let's start at the end of the thing. Let's start with Night Tech. What do you think there's a company out there other than LG that should challenge a Note with a similar style concept phone like that?
I don't know, man. Samsung really got the Note line down packed when it comes to the whole stylus thing. They would have. I feel like LG would have to like find another company other than what is it? What is it called? Wacom, whatever that does the pen software, or whatever for the Note. They would have to find another company that can do something like that. Because Samsung, Samsung's not gonna let them just go up in there and be like, "Hey, can you make us a pen also?" So I think it's just. I don't think it has to do with the software. I think it's just the pen. They just upgrade the pen and add a couple more features, and I think they could do something.
Wait a minute, Night Tech. Hold on. Wait a minute, because the Stylo 3 has all the integration. Even when you got the screen off, you can take the pin out. You can use the screen offline. I mean, it has everything down close to the T. It's as far as a palm ejection. I think that's a more of a budget saving thing. The phone costs $200, so they can't get everything in it. But I do agree with you. They need to do some type of palm ejection. They got the software. I mean, it is exact. They need to put some muscle behind it, give it a better body style, more of an executive pin, and give it about a $599 price point, and we be on.
What about you, Alpha? You think LG should challenge to bring in another Note like phone?
Yeah, I think they could. But I know the question you asked earlier was who else besides LG?
Well, yeah, that too.
And here's what I'm thinking.
OnePlus.
Apple's been in the background. I know we're going to Apple route. We're going to Apple route. Here's why. Here's why though. Here's why. Hear me out.
Maybe like $1,000 pencil.
When Steve Jobs was alive, he didn't want nothing to do with the Note. He didn't want anything to do with S Pen or a stylus. He says, quote unquote, you blew it if you had a stylus. But nowadays, since Steve Jobs has died, they're testing the waters slowly and they're pushing it up there. They first put out that Apple Pencil, and then now they put out, you've got now every year you have a bigger variant. You have a plus variant and you have a small variant. And so they're testing the waters, and I believe in the next 3 years, we might see an iPhone Plus with a stencil, like some kind of a stylus pen. I think in the next 3 years, we're going to see it.
All right. My Project 13. Do you think LG or there's another company out there that should challenge the Note?
Well, the Note line is a special line of devices. I think there is probably a little bit of the fear factor in there to see that you could actually go up against a line like that and improve yourself and sway people away from that. I think they're always going to be able to market the Note line to a lot of people out there, the average consumer, to actually sell that specific type of device to the average consumer from a different OEM out there. I don't know. I don't know if LG can do it, but if they did, yeah, it'd have to be a larger device. You have the software in there and you have everything you implemented in there. For me, I wouldn't use it.
Right.
I wouldn't use it.
I agree.
But I have family members that would use it. My wife and my oldest son would use that. I would love to see them at least make the step in challenging outside of this stylo device. Easy, you said it, man. You have the stylo, you have everything, but you don't have the muscle underneath the hood like some of these other devices have with the Galaxy Note line. Man, I'd love to see it implemented. I'd love to see they at least try with one device and see if they can market it and get it out there at a special price to push it and at least challenge the Note line. Of course, there's all these rumors now whether the Note line is going to be stopped at some point.
Right.
And we don't know if that's just rumor or if there's any truth to that down the road. And is it worth LG being competitive in an area that may just fade out? I don't know.
Joseph, what do you think?
Costa said something in the comments, but I was thinking it too. And I know Alan had the phone. What about Big Shirley? The Honor Note 8.
Oh, the Honor Note 8.
Add a pen to it.
Yeah, right. I think Sage Tech is one of the guys from our groups. He pretty much said that before. He said if you could add a pen, onto the Honor Note 8, man, and the Honor Note 8 is a beautiful Super AMOLED display. It was 6.6 inches, right? And they're gonna make an Honor Note 9 too. I know Nitech had that, and also Easy had that as well. I think if anybody could actually make a screen like that, and just add a pen to it, I think it would be Huawei maybe. But I want to ask. He's an ex-Samsung Knight, and it's the guy with the red hat. I want to ask Mr. BG TechLab, because he's a Note guy too. So if anybody had to actually make a phone to actually, have a battle with the Note, who would it be, Bobby?
Actually, I was thinking, I thought about this a couple notes ago, and I know it sounds a little different, but really like LG, the thing about LG is their software is never on point. So one of their flagship phones already with their software and their interface that's not all that, and trying to integrate some more stuff into it, even though it's successful on a budget phone like the Stylo 3, I don't know if they'd be successful on that, on that flagship Frontier with that. I always wanted I always wanted Microsoft, or I always wanted the people that made the Surface Pro, to always make a Surface type phone, a Windows phone with specs, with a screen, with a build, and a nice stylus that was functional. I always wanted to see that.
Yeah. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
Not for Microsoft.
I would say one thing though, LG had a chance if they really wanted to get into the Note fighting game when the Note 7 debacle happened. If they had something, if like behind the LG, they could have slid in, slaughtered their prices below the Note, and especially with the Note 7 being pulled off the market, they had a small window to pretty much make an impact if they wanted to. But they pretty much, I mean, don't get me wrong, the V20 was a nice phone, but it had to grow on you. A lot of people up front didn't really like that phone, but it took a while for you to appreciate that phone. But I think last year they could have really made some waves, but they kind of dropped the ball.
Wait, who's watching? Who's watching the YouTube video while actually streaming the YouTube video?
It's streaming into the video. Not me.
So who's that? And it's probably Joseph.
No, it's not me, dude.
Why it gotta be Joseph?
Why it has to be me, dude?
Yeah, why it
you got that guilty face on him. Hey, yo, Night Tech, how do you feel about that, Night Tech? How do you feel about that? Is there any company who could do it as well as the Note? I know you had all the Notes, right?
Yeah, I've had all the Notes, but the Edge one. I ain't have the Note Edge, but probably I would say probably Huawei, man, because the Note Honor Note 8 was a great device. The only thing holding it back really was the no LTE. So it had the 6.6 inch 2K display, the Huawei software, which I'm a big fan of. So basically, if they were to add a pin and add a couple of those Note-like features, I think they could give Samsung a run for their money.
I agree with Night Tech.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, Joseph.
Hey guys, let me ask y'all YouTube or something. How many crazy emails y'all get from people that just want to give you these old crappy promos and stuff all the time?
Oh man, I get them every day. I know Anthony, Mr. Sideways Peace Sign. I know he gets a lot of those because all of us get the same emails and we're doing the same product. I know Eric, he just got the one with the wallets. I just put my giveaway video on that. I just put mine up. So I mean, I got the wallet over there somewhere. But man, it happens all the time. And I think the worst ones I get are the ones where they say, hey, I got an iPhone 7 Plus case, and then after you get the link, it's like a clear case. And I'm like, how do you do a video in a clear case? I don't know if anybody else does that too. And he has that same thing.
Hey, I want to read some of the comments in the stream. JQ said Microsoft gave up. Mr. Tech happened just pretty much laughed about the Windows Phone. There's people are saying Windows Phone are dead. A lot of people said they're never going to buy an LG over a Samsung, so it wouldn't matter what LG would do. LG need to fix their UI. Their software is not good. By Sean.
I think
Albert said LG actually had a huge window. The last Note we got in Europe was the Note 4. So if they wanted to, they would have had a 2-year head start on doing something in Europe, to put out something that was viable. LG, what else going on? Cafe say nobody wanted that big phone. And Tech for Your Needs said, how about the Axon 7 with the pen? What do y'all think about that?
Okay, I
That would
just
be-
want to finish over.
CTE? Ain't gonna happen.
Oh wait, I just want to finish over Eric's question real quick. So, he asked if anybody gets any emails about any weird old offers. So I'll start off with Nightech. I don't know if he still gets them or not. He's been retired in the game, but he has 2K. He might come back with a. I don't know. Yeah.
Who retired?
Nightech is up.
Oh, the Nightech retired. He got all the shoes back there. He could do a lot of shoe videos.
I got two videos, man.
Yeah, phone number one. All right. Go ahead, Nightech.
Well, you
email?
said the emails, right? Man, I stopped getting emails like probably like a month ago, man. I was in what was it, the Gear Best affiliate program, and they sent me a couple of items, man, and I didn't even review them. I emailed them back like, yo, I'm not gonna, degrade my channel with these products that you're sending me, especially when you get a product and you've never used the product and you go to look at the manual and the manual's in a different language and you can't operate. Say, for example, I got a fitness tracker. It said it was touchscreen. I couldn't figure it out. I just threw it back in the box. I was like, I'm not reviewing it. If you want me to send it back, you're going to have to pay for shipping. I'm just grimy like that. I'm not paying for shipping because you sent me some crappy stuff. So I'd rather buy my own stuff because then I know that, I ain't got to worry about that person hitting me up talking about, can you give this review? This amount of, tell people that you like it because of this and that, because then I'll just be burning bridges all day long, man.
Oh no, man, have you ever had a person say, he goes, hey, as soon as you send me you're saying how the greatest review ever, I would like the link. I'm like, what? The greatest review? I didn't even get it yet.
Yeah.
And they're saying how they want the greatest review in the world.
I'm like, where am I reviewing? I haven't received it in the mail yet. And it's a couple of times that I've gotten things and the person's like, we're sending you something. Make sure you give it a good review. I'm like, what are you sending me? And then they never answer. And I'm like, it just shows up and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I give it all away, man. All this stuff I get, when I get all this stuff, man, I give it all away. I save that for all my giveaways. And all these cases, I got boxes and boxes of stuff, man, that I get ready for Tech Claws. And when I do Tech Claws, I give away, about $1,000 worth of stuff, plus cases, phones, whatever. I just give all the stuff away, man.
Hey, how about you, Rob? Are you getting these emails? I know you're doing game
I get a few of them, man, but I'm very particular on who I answer, who I don't answer. If they leave me a link in their email about their products, I will hit the link, go over it, see if it's something I want to do. Sometimes they really want me to hype up a product, and sometimes I just can't do it, man. I just can't just hype up something that I know is just maybe average at best. And then I got to try to tell somebody out there that you should invest your time and your money in this project. It's hard for me to do that, man. It's real hard, man. I know how hard it is for people out there. It's really hard for people just to, some people, man, they depend on us to steer them in the right direction. And I can't do it. Just to get views, it ain't worth it. I ain't going to sell out everybody for some views or some subs. It ain't worth it. I like doing YouTube because it's a fun thing for me to do. I'm not a heavy grinder like Easy and My Project 13. I do my thing. This is a hobby. I'm still in the hobby phase, and I'm doing it for the fun of it. And I'm quite sure those guys do it for the fun of it.
Yeah,
but
I think all of us. Really
we all do it for the fun of us. But some of you guys put in some work, and I see y'all putting in that work, and I try to do it, but man, my job be kicking my butt. So it's hard for me to get in and try to do some of those videos when I get off from an 11-hour day.
Okay, how about Anthony? How about you? This is My Project 13, Anthony. I'm sorry. Yo, man, I gotta get used to My Project 13's name because it's so many syllables that I gotta say the whole thing. I just call you.
Actually, I'm sort of at the other end of the spectrum with this whole thing. It's been probably the last 2 or 3 months that I've started receiving a lot more emails. At first, there were some of you guys out there that I'm connected to were actually sending my name, my channel out there to some of these companies, and then I was getting some emails, and they would say, "Hey, we heard about you. We heard you do some good reviews. Would you like to review our product? Here's a couple links to our product," and I would check them out, and then I get excited and say yes, because for me, outside of just vlogging and unboxing and doing reviews on smartphones, it's an area that I'm not used to doing. It's an area where I need to get better at. And I want to try to invest some time into it. And along the line, I get free products that I can give to my wife and kids and stuff that I can use. So at this point, I still feel that it's a blessing. Now I'm starting just to get emails from companies without being shouted out to, as far as my name being given out that way. They're just watching my videos. They're actually sending me information in the video feedback, and saying, "Hey, get a hold of me. What's your, so I'm at that level, guys, where I still feel blessed to be recognized and to be able to do it. I know at some point, though, the expectations may not be what they want. I know that I'm probably going to run across some companies that are not going to be worth looking into. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm just going to give away everything yet. But that will probably come in time, and the frustration of all of that will probably come in time. The pros and cons of that are going to be more evident than they are now for me. So yeah. I still find it as a blessing. Hey, I get excited when I get something free just because I make a 5, 6. The only thing that upset me a little bit was that when I made a review for a product, I was told by this company that my video was too long. It was 8 minutes long, and it should have been like 4 minutes. I'm like, well, wait a second. If you want the best review and you want the product to get out to the viewer the way it is, then I'm going to review it the way I see it fit, that they get the information and description on the money that they're going to spend on it, and if it's worth it. I can't do that in 4 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So, I agree with that.
I just want to get to y'all level, though.
Don't worry, it'll happen, Joseph. So I just wanted to bring this up. Oh no, Eric gets everything, and the kitchen sink too. So, all right.
So
all right.
what about Alpha and the rest of you? Alpha, you been getting them crazy emails?
No, I hadn't come to that point yet where I've got the crazy emails, but I'm already prepared. When they do come in, I'm just gonna be like real picky and just gonna be like, nah, I ain't marketing your lingerie. Nah, sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna send your name out there.
Yeah, man, especially. Okay, how about BG? I know BG get reviews too, because I've been working with BG almost 2 years, man, and we passed along a lot of emails. Go ahead, BG.
Yeah, I get a lot of reviews for stuff like every day. And some of the emails be in all another language that I don't even understand or whatever. But and a lot of that stuff, at first, I used to jump on a lot of anything somebody wanted to send me to review. A while ago, I was doing like a couple videos. It would be days where I would do a couple videos reviewing the stuff. But honestly, I stopped doing that. If it really don't hold my interest, if it's not something that I genuinely like as a product, I'm not going to do it, because I'm not going to come off as enthusiastic about it. My production will not be as good because I'm not excited about it. So most of the stuff that I do review is stuff that I like. And I've I got certain companies now by contacting them that we got a relationship, and they'll send me certain stuff. And these you could tell, and my videos actually look and sound better because it's actual products that I like or whatever. But and like my Project 13 said, some of the better companies, the less shabbier companies, I've done a video on a product that I bought from them, and then they contacted me and was like, we want to send you a couple more products because we like the video that you produced of our products or whatever. So if this, I just leave the junk alone most of the times. I used to chase junk. Now it's like if I'm interested in it and I like it, I'll do the video. But if it's just garbage, I ain't fooling with it.
Okay.
All right, cool. So, guys, I just wanted to actually bring up a new topic here. I was actually at the event myself as press. I just wanted to talk about the Moto Z2 Force. Okay, so I got reps probably watching this, or they're probably going to watch this. So I just wanted to know everybody's opinion on the Moto Z2 Force, and I also got the camera as well. It's a nice little mod that'll work over 360. It's actually like a 4K recording as well, guys. So I just wanted to know everybody's opinion on it. I know you guys are pretty honest about it, and we'll keep it 100. I'll start with
Why is the price so high?
I'll start with Night Tech, but go ahead. I'm not a Motorola rep, but go ahead.
I don't know how I feel about the Moto Z 2 Force, man. I was a fan of the Moto Z, so I would probably have to get my hands on it. But from what I've been seeing, I don't know if I want to push out that money for it, man. That price tag is pretty high, and then the mods are expensive, man. So unless you're like, that's your main, daily driver, and that's gonna be your one device, and you're gonna invest all that money into those mods, then I could see someone purchasing it. But would you? Is there a person out there that just wants the device by itself without the mods? Like if Motorola didn't have the mods, would the device be, as popular as it is right now? I don't know. Because when I had my Moto Z, I didn't buy any of the mods at all. I just liked that it had a good camera and it was super thin.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so he's kind of iffy about the Moto Z2 Force. How do you feel? How do you feel, Forbes? Is that something on your radar too?
No, the price is just too high for me. I mean, and then you add the mods in there, like Night Tech was saying, it just gets way too expensive. And then I don't know how you feel about the bezels, but we're always in your chat room talking about phones with bezels, and the bezels on there are just as big as my OnePlus 5 over here. So, I don't know how you feel about it. So.
Okay, Rob, how do you feel?
You know what?
The Moto
I like the concept. I like the build of the phone. I like the way it looks. I like some of the ideals with the mods and the battery and the extended battery and the speakers and all of that. But that price point is it's somewhat high. It might be a phone that I will pick up maybe when it go on sale, because if you never had those mods before, those mods got a 3-year, I think, life expectancy. On for they're going to support it for 3 years, I think, and you're going to be pretty much stuck with a phone in a few years where you're not going to be able to use the mods or anything. You're probably going to look up and you probably invested $1,000 maybe, almost $1,100 when you look at the tax. You're looking at $850, a couple of mods, if you want to wear a case. You can get 1K easily on that phone, and that's only a 5.5-inch screen. And I like 5.7 is my sweet spot. So I don't know. I mean, I like it. I like the phone, but if it would have came in maybe $100 less, I think I probably would have got it first week out.
All right, cool. How about BG? And I just want to say that the Moto Z2 will be available on all 5 carriers, so it will be out there. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not tied, I'm saying, to one carrier no more. But how do you feel about the Moto Z2 BG?
Hey, real quick before BG goes, Andre /Ford GT said that the Moto Z2 Force is nice, but the bezels are too big for a flagship phone in 2017.
Okay.
I kind of agree with him.
Yeah.
Me, as far as my last, I think, dealing with Motorola, I haven't had a Motorola phone since like the Droid Turbo, I want to say. Actually, the operating system, I'm not your typical dude. Like I don't go for a phone being bone stock Android or close to bone stock Android is not a selling point for me. Like it's not nothing that make me more interested in a phone. Maybe that's why I like, I prefer sometimes Samsung phones, but for like everybody else said, it's pretty expensive. The screen's not that big. The mods are expensive. And I'm not a fan of super stock Android like that. I mean, now I thought the Z2 Play, I actually thought about going to get it this weekend because I'm a Verizon customer and they had it for like $5. You could pay like $5 a month for it just this weekend. But honestly, I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna go fool with that because I got bigger fish to fry or whatever. But yeah, it's not, Motorola phones really not my cup of tea for real, honestly.
Awesome. It's my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn, Eric. Everybody else want to take a break.
All right. All right. So I look. I think we all got this wrong. Think about this for a second. Motorola had to come out with the same design because in the keynote address they promised that the mods was going to be 2 or 3 generations. So in order for them to keep that promise, they had to come out with the same design. They had to come out with the big forehead and chin and the pins on the back because they stuck their foot in their mouths and they guaranteed stuff. So they had to do that. Now, if you go back and look at history, the Moto Z phones was always high. They never been cheap. If you go back and look at the Moto Z from last year, that device was above $700. So the device has always been high. Now you got to also remember this. In 2016, I talked about this in my streams a lot, that we saw a price devices, Pixel, Galaxy. When you look at this here, you got to think about it like this. When the Pixel came out at the high price point, everybody went ape crazy. We already know that iPhones and Galaxy phones are very expensive. But in 2017, we saw a shift. We saw companies like LG and Huawei and all these other manufacturers start to come out with high price devices. Now, is it right for the consumer? No, but we saw this trend happen in 2016. Now, I predicted that in 2018, we're going to see higher prices than you've seen in 2017. Now, if you look at just say, for instance, let's go back to the first generation Apple Watch. You had one that was cheap and you had one for the elites. You had the one that was $18,000. People went crazy. Oh, you go buy that. But the celebrities did. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at the trend of smartphones, they look like they're breaking it down into 3 categories. You got your so-called flagships, the elites of the elites. That's going to be high price, out of range for some people. Then you're going to have mid-tiers, the OnePluses and stuff like that. Then you're going to have the other devices like your Stylos and blue phones. Now, those phones are going to be your low-end $200, mid-$200 phones. And we've seen this trend that happened, that's happening in 2017. And when you get into 2018, you think the prices is high now. We're gonna be mid $1,000, $1,500 phones come 2018. That's gonna happen. So what are we gonna do about it? These companies gonna do it. They're getting away with it now. Look at the sales. Look at the sales of Samsung. They just released their quarterly sales. I mean, they are making so much money at this high price point. Also, you look at what's going on with Apple. I mean, their quarterly sales are so much. I mean, they're making billions of dollars in profit. So when you put all that together, you say, well, that's why they're so high. And I think the trend is going to continue. I think it's going to be like this. If you want an elite phone, then you got to pay to play. If you want to get a device, you know, just to open up emails and do this, that, the other, they will have devices like that, like OnePlus, and you're gonna have Honor phones and Stylo and stuff like that. So I think in 2017 and going into 2018, you're gonna see a high-end trend. It's inevitable. We've seen it happen this year.
Okay. Okay, right. I just had to get another phone. My Z2 Force actually died on me. I don't want to hear any jokes, but
oh man,
I'm on the SA Plus. I've been using it all day though, guys. Okay, so I'll pass it on to my Project 13. I want to hear his opinion about that.
Actually, Easy, I agree with you, man. I think it was about a week and a half ago I made a video asking the question, what does everybody think about the mid-range flagship against the flagship? What happened to that $400 conversation and the conversation we had about a year ago that we were hoping they were going to dominate and they were going to, these companies coming in internationally and even some smaller companies here, like Huawei's already planted here. ZTE, you got Li Echo. We don't even know what's going on with Li Echo now. That company's probably going to fizzle out. I don't know. In the smartphone world area, I don't know what else they're dabbling in. But the thing is, we had this conversation that it was going to make the competition much more greater, and it was going to force these companies with their flagships to push the price down, and it hasn't. And if you go to that video that I asked that question, basically what it's done is it's actually, they've had a way of luring in the consumer more so in the last year than they ever had before with these mid-rangers coming out. And you know what, where I agree with you too, Easy, is that there is an elite class of people out there who are going to purchase these high-end devices. And Huawei was recently in conference about making devices that were going to cost more to reach those folks. Because they realize that if we're going to even become competitive against companies like Apple and some Samsung, then we're going to have to put some elite devices with some elite prices out there to become competitive. And if we're going to be in position to checkmate any of those companies, then we better be competitive in our smartphones and those prices. That means they're going to make devices in price points much higher. So that conversation we had about a year ago, thinking that the mid-range was going to dominate the flagship world, no, it's gone the other way around. and that's just the game. And I find myself, now that I'm making a little more money on YouTube, now that I'm able to actually have a way of selling my devices a little bit faster, I've already brought in 3 devices priced over $600 this year in a few months. In the first 2 years, I think I brought in 4 flagships altogether. So I'm falling victim to these flagships myself. And in that conversation, I said that I wouldn't.
Let me ask you guys a question about your theory of my Project 13. I think your original theory about the mid-range becoming more popular will possibly happen once the elite phones push over that 1K mark. I think right now the price is somewhat still tolerable, but I think once the Note 8s and the iPhone 8s and all of that start hitting the 1200 range, then I think your original theory of the mid-tier phones will play a bigger role in the next 2 years. But right now, I think the high-end prices are still tolerable, but it hasn't gotten to that point where it's intolerable.
The mid-ranges is getting just as well. They're not just as expensive, but they're getting more expensive too. Like look at the OnePlus. The OnePlus started out what $299, then it went to what $399. Now it's almost $500. So it's creeping up too. Like it's not. It seemed like they closed the gap behind them high-end phones also. So you got to look at it like that. So if I'm, let's say, okay, at one point, S5 was $500-$600, and the OnePlus was $300. So let's say you got a $300 difference. Now we're at the point where the S8 is $750, almost $800. The OnePlus is at $500, so it's still that $300 difference. So a lot of times, people that would think about going for the mid-range phone still might not go for the mid-range phone because then with OnePlus, you got to kick out that whole $500 right there. At $1,200, these phone companies going to find a way to mask it, have you finance these phones, have you lease these phones, whereas though it's like a car. Okay, yeah, you walk off the lot not paying nothing, but at the same time, your resale value is garbage.
Yeah, it's done. It's done after you leave the lot or after you leave the store.
Well,
I heard that. I heard that from Easy, I think.
Here's the thing. The one thing that I'm starting to see more though is that there are a lot more devices coming out a lot faster, and these companies are making different variants of different devices that are coming out. You got like the big brother, then you got the middle brother and the little brother. So it gives you an opportunity to look, if you can't get the S8, maybe you can get this one, or maybe you can get that one, like a Samsung Galaxy A9 that has a lot to offer if you can't get the S8. And the other thing is that you're seeing a lot more deals going on than, in my mind, than I've ever seen before. So the prices are set here, but they're coming down a little bit faster. So there seems to be more competitiveness in bundle deals and deals, buy one, get one free. And I mean, the Samsung 8 and the Plus, they dropped pretty quick. So did the LG G6. And so I'm starting to see that that's sort of where the competitiveness is with these companies, that, hey, they're going to come out at high prices, but maybe a month or so into it, you're going to start seeing more deals than you did in last year or the year before to get you to buy those devices. So you may see the $1,000 device come out, but maybe 2 months later, it drops down to a special $779 whatever deal. So I think we're going to see more deals coming out our way, because that's where the game is changing a little bit, I think, as far as price points. A lot of people are going to jump on their plans with their carrier right off the bat, especially with the Samsung type of lineup, especially with an Apple type of lineup. They're going to get on those 24 finance, 32 whatever month, 36 month, whatever. But they're going to miss out a couple months down the road. They're going to lower those price points $150, $200 for a week or so, and then they'll just kind of play that game with us. And I think that's what you're going to see more of. That's just my opinion.
Hey,
so how do you feel like? Well, I was about to ask Mr. Nightech, because I know.
Yeah, I was going to ask
Nightech. He only buys unlocked phones. I don't think he ever had a carrier plan. But go ahead, Nightech. Is there any opinion on that?
I don't buy carrier locked devices. Like you said, I do buy unlocked devices most of the time if I can. The way I see it is like what someone said. Once these carriers start pushing, 1K and higher on these devices, companies like OnePlus, they're going to have these devices for like $600, $700, and technically that's still mid-range if your top tier devices are 1K plus. So your mid-range devices are now at the prices where your flagship devices used to be, and your lower-end devices are going to be at where the prices where the mid-range was. So, at this point, I figure if you're going to spend what $600-700 on a device that what they're calling now, these are the companies are calling it a mid-range device. We're not calling it mid-range devices; they are. So the question is, are you willing to? It's all about the customer. If the customer is willing to pay that $600 price tag for a mid-range device, then that's on the customer. That's just like what is it? The BlackBerry P1 has mid-range, specs, but BlackBerry's like, hey, we have a great build, so pay that money for the build, basically.
Right.
So right now, I don't even see any mid-range devices that I would buy at this point right now. Anyway, at least not that have come out this year. So I really just go for the top tier anyway, unless it's something that catches my eye. Like, for example, I pre-ordered the copper, the Nokia 6, just for the nostalgia of having a Nokia device. But other than that, I'm not going to pay $600 for a mid-range device. I don't know about.
Okay. Hey Joseph, are you there, Joseph?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Hey,
good. All right, man. If you could.
one second. You guys, I got to cut out.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, Anthony. I just want you to tell everybody exactly where they can find you and where to follow you.
You can follow me Twitter at Anthony131368, and you can go to youtube.com/c/myproject13 That's about it. I don't do a lot of social media, but yeah, man. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and subscribe to all these guys. I mean, I'm honored to come on and spend some time with you guys. It wasn't a lot, but it's always great.
Hey, I'm glad to have you here.
To hear all of your opinions and your thoughts, because I take that and add it into my head, and I use that information in my videos. It's homework for me, and you guys educate me. So thank you. I'm blessed to have spent a little time and get educated and learn a little bit more. So yeah, just continue to watch my channel and all of these guys, and hopefully I will be back on the next one. Let me know when you guys let me know when you guys are gonna have the next one. Let me know. I just appreciate it very much. Okay, you guys.
Hold on a second, Anthony. Had you ever thought of actually shortening like your Twitter handle? It's a little bit too long. Do you think?
What's that?
I said, have you ever thought of shortening your Twitter handle? It's too long. It's just way too long. Your Twitter handle is too long. All right, man. So I'm glad that you could come through, and you take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man. God bless you. God bless you all.
All right.
All right. Peace.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up soon, but I just want Mr. Joseph to actually read some comments. It's definitely lit in the comments. It's a lot of us on the stream, so we're trying to talk. So it's not a lot of time to actually read the comments. But if he could read some comments, go ahead, Joseph. Highlight them up.
Let's go for it. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit because a lot of people have different comments. Tech for Your Needs says a mid-range phone are not in stores, so people can't feel it in person. So customer service is a big question when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Tech Gentleman said, LOL at Phone Tech at work. Y'all got the whole screen filled up. Kind of loves it.
That's right. I like that. And the super chat is still wide open.
Super chat is wide open. Cafe, who's looking to resell they're looking to trade in their phones. People buying these phones are not YouTubers. They outweigh the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Sean says, and flagship phones in a mid-range price as well. Mike from Simply Your Device trickle down effect, the mid-range device, design language with last year's flagship. Cafe also said the cheaper the phone, the harder the sale, which is I kind of agree with that too. Man, I mean the comments are really going on. I could be here for 30 minutes reading all of them.
Okay, right. Okay, right. I just want to shout out everybody in the stream right now. So I got Tech Gentleman. So he's part of the crew, but he's not on. He couldn't make it tonight. And I got Cafe. I got Gary Brown. I got Sean. I got Costa still here. We got Lewis. We got JQ, Andre Rivers, Sean. Simply Your Devices here, and so it's a couple other guys still here in the chat room. So I just wanted to actually try to wrap this up, but in like a good form. So I'll start off with a question that's been actually on my mind for a while, and I'm just freestyling right now, but I know something's gonna come up. If you had to pick a phone that, is there any phone, in your target that you feel that how you're gonna get, but it's gonna be like a disappointment maybe in your eyes, or is there any other phone that's like a hidden gem, that you might not get, and it might be a really good device. Had you got that, guys, or no?
Yeah, I got it. What I learned about a hidden gem from Mr. Eric Easy Computer Solution, and that's the Stylo phone. So I have walked past that phone so many times in the T-Mobile store and kind of just like, and just walked away from it. And now I'm just thinking about just getting it just to have it. And just, finding out more about the phone. Because, like I said, you need an alternative to the Notes out there. My daughter took my Note 5, so I haven't used my Note 5 in about almost a year. So I need something to replace it. So I'm thinking about getting a Stylo.
Okay. So I'll go with Alpha. He hasn't really said anything. Is there any hidden gem out there that you feel that so you had in the past maybe, or even something in the near future that you're thinking about getting that a lot of people aren't thinking about, or is there like a high-end device that you're kind of hesitant on? Is there a high-end device, how you feel, it's going to be your next flagship, but it's kind of going to be like a disappointment to you? Maybe.
As far as upcoming phones that I'm going to cop is pretty much, like I said, an iPhone and a Pixel. And I don't know. Like I said, there's so much stuff we don't really know yet because they haven't really announced everything. Yeah, we've seen leaks on the designs, but I don't know if either one of them is going to be a gem, or you can't say they're going to be a flop because both of them sold last year. They're probably going to sell this year. But yeah, and I'm looking forward to Note 8. The Note 8 is kind of questionable in a way. I know there's a lot of Note 8 fans, but the Note 8 is kind of the Note 8 right now is if it's just the S8 with a stylus, that'd be kind of questionable. Like, cause the S8's already got the Edge features, and it's like you already have semi Note features, but only thing you're missing is that S Pen.
Yeah.
And look at Obama over there.
Okay. Okay. Obama's in the stream. How about you? I'll ask Mr. Nighttech. I like Nighttech. He looks a bit busy or whatnot. Is there any hidden gem that you had in the past that you felt like it was kind of it almost shocked you how actually good it really was? Or is there any actual phone out there that you have on your radar but you're a little bit skeptical about?
This device right here, man, I think it's still, I know it was very popular. Certain people think that the Mi Mix is a hidden gem. I still think it's a great buy. I know a lot of people been talking about it, saying, you know, good. When it comes to the cameras, I feel like it's just the software. If you download, you know, I said it before, download third-party camera app, and the camera greatly improves. Has a beautiful screen, you know, great build. It's got the extra storage that me personally, I don't think there's anybody in this stream that wouldn't want, you know, 128 gigs or more in storage. So, like I said, I had the black one. I just got this white one. I got a good deal on it. It's probably one of my favorite devices besides the Huawei Mate 8. That's probably the last device I had that I've kept for like a whole year. And I keep on going back to the Mi Mix. So I'm just saying, anybody watching this video, you know, if you can grab one for a great price, do it, man.
When's the next one coming out? I'm sorry.
Hold on. Okay.
I just want to find out when. All right.
All right, Google it, man. Now I'm playing.
Yeah, whatever.
How about the Axon 7? How about the Axon 7 and the Mate 9? I mean, I know Eric at the beginning, you know what I'm saying, he was a little bit iffy on the Mate 9, and then when he got it, he says, "I'm a believer." So, I'll leave it to Eric. Is there any device like that's a hidden gem to you, or any phone upcoming that you feel that you say how you're a little bit hesitant about because it might be like the same phone as last year?
Well, to me, which I buy them all, so all of them kind of astonish me in so many ways. But I'm gonna tell you, my hidden gem was the blue phone that I reviewed and I talk about a lot. It's the oh God, I can't even remember the name of it, but it's a blue phone.
But the R1, R2,
no,
or the
I gave that one away, but I have another one. I have so many of them. I don't see. Where's that it? Yeah,
whatever
blue,
this one.
right, so I got the blue phone, whatever this one is. This phone,
all of them look alike.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it's pretty good.
I know.
And I got, you know, the Note 8,
the Vivo 5. It's the Vivo 5. I see Louis just said the Vivo 5.
Yes. I gave this one a really good review, man. I mean, it played like all the high-end games with no stuttering, no hiccups. The screen is AMOLED. I mean, you could get this phone for like $150, man. Like 5.5. It was actually out of stock. It took me like 5 weeks to get this phone. I had it ordered on Amazon. It was like out of stock forever. Finally got it in. It's a pretty good phone. I mean, yeah, it don't have a fingerprint scanner and that, but for $150 is not bad. But yeah, I mean, the V30, the Note 8, the iPhone. I mean, look, I want to piggyback on something we talked about earlier. Hey, look, we all tech geeks here. You know, we're talking about prices and all that stuff. I got a teenage daughter that I promise you, when that iPhone 8 come out, she ain't gonna want the little bitty one, the cheap one. No. She gonna want the high-end one because that's gonna be the best of the best to her, because the millennials is the one that's gonna go out for the best phones, especially when it comes down to iPhone. And y'all know how the keynote address is. They're gonna water down the 7S. But this premium, they're gonna have the best cameras, the best design, the best this, the best that. All the millennials, all the people will want the best. I mean, think about this: if you're a teenager, you got the watered down version of the iPhone in high school, and everybody else rocking the premium. Nah, it didn't work like that. So when you look at that, better bang for your buck. A lot of millennials, which they, you know, us parents, we gonna be the ones to buying it anyway. They gonna go for the premium devices. So a lot of the youngsters, the millennials, they don't care about prices. You know, it's not about prices for them. They just want it.
Yeah,
very. I mean, if y'all got teenagers, if you got kids, you got daughters, you got sons, what they gonna want? They gonna want an iPhone. I mean, we talk about Note. The reason why I like Note because I use it for business, and I use the S Pen religiously every day. But for the millennials, this is why the LG G6 don't sell. This is why they don't sell, because it don't attract the millennials. I mean, you say, oh, we got a good camera on it. Okay, so what? It's not a Galaxy. You know, it's not an iPhone. So when people look at that, plus what happened with the LG history, the history got a whole lot to do with LG right now. But I mean, when you talking about prices, I don't even think it's about the prices when it comes down to millennials and people want it. You're gonna have people camped out, and I'm gonna be one of them, by the way, camped out for the iPhone. I was camped out last year for the iPhone, and I can see.
Oh, Eric, it's gonna be okay, right? So, as far as the iPhone, it'll be actually 3 models I'm hearing. So it'll be the 7S, it'll be the iPhone 8 and the 7S Plus. So, because I'm not seeing any other size on the iPhone 8, but I don't want to leave the conversation because I want to kind of round this out. So, so I got BG Tech Life, right? As far as a hidden gem and a phone that you're kind of hesitant about, but you got to get it anyways.
I would say
BG, what's up?
I would say that. I'm here. I would say the I would say the V30.
BG, wake up.
I'm here. You're not hearing me? I'm here.
Yeah,
Cut it out. Cut it out. But
I'm just messing with you, guys.
No, I would say the V30, man. Because it's good. The V30 gonna have a great display. It's gonna have a great 2K display. Probably a really nice build. But this really nice cameras. But the software is gonna be the turn off. But what all I'm gonna do is do like I do with every LG device and Nova it out and mess with the developer options and get it that way. But I would really like a nice V30 out the box where I don't have to change anything. But I know that's not going to happen.
All right, cool. So, Alpha, how do you feel about that, Alpha? Is there any hidden gem out there that you've? Well, hold on.
Yeah, you
already asked Alpha, right? Oh
yeah, you already went to me.
Okay, so I got Joseph. He's kind of new into YouTube, but I know he's had a lot of phones in the past. Is there any hidden gem out there, Joseph, that you've had in the past, or any phone that you're hesitant about on your next purchase?
Hesitant, yes, I can say. I mean, since I'm a YouTuber new to this whole YouTube game, the iPhone 8 will be the one I'm hesitant about. I mean, I want to go in there with a positive review and give it my honest opinion, but I just don't, I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant in buying the phone, but, you know, as a YouTuber, as a reviewer, I think I have to pick it up. So, you know, I think I'm going to have to come up with the $1,100 or $1,200, whatever it's going to be, and just use it and probably give it to my kids after I review it.
Okay. So I have a couple people in the stream who are saying how the iPhone SE, it was a hidden gem, the iPhone SE, but that's pretty much a phone that was already proven. The iPhone 5 and the 5S were actually great devices. So, I mean, that's kind of hidden, but at the same time, it's kind of almost like a redo of the same phone. So, I just wanted to talk about a lot of the questions I didn't answer. So the hidden gem for me, it would be man, I don't know right now. I'm going blank because I'm trying to round this out. The hidden gem for me would be dang, I'm not entirely sure, but I'll talk about the Moto Z2 Force, guys. Hey man, there's so many faces in the stream, man. I'm trying to narrate this nice. All right, okay, so I just want to talk about this real quick. It's a pretty fast device. It's almost as fast as the OnePlus 5. It's the Moto Z2 Force. I know it's expensive and whatnot, and honestly, I think the best actual bang for your buck is the Moto Z2 Play. And okay, yeah. Jose Q actually, he actually brought up a point because I actually know him personally. I think the Blade V8 Pro.
Don't say that.
Stop me, bro.
Stop now, dude. Cut the stream off.
Hear me though, guys. I know.
Cut the stream off, dude.
Oh man.
Hold on, wait. Wait.
I'm out.
All right.
Oh,
Hold on. Wait, I know Alpha and Easy. I'm saying, wait a minute. I know Alpha and Easy and Night Tech all agree with me. I'm saying it was a hidden gem. It was a hidden gem, guys. Okay, with the camera. Okay, hey, yo, how was the camera quality? Hey, yo, Night Tech, how was the camera quality on the Blade V8?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna mute all you guys so we get this finished. Yeah, everybody's drunk.
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute these guys. Listen. I'm talking about. Okay, right. I'm talking about hidden gems. I think. So I think, in my personal opinion, right, if you change the back of that phone, it would have been a decent phone. I mean, as far as a whole design, I mean, I kind of messed it up, but a lot of people actually like that back. But I'm going to top it off with that because you guys are crazy. And so I just wanted to end the stream on. The outro is I just want to see. I just want to know where everybody. So, all right. I mean, I'm all messed up because I believe anything. But I just want to know where everybody can be found and their channel and their Twitter handle or whatever. So I'll start off with Rob because he's to the left on the stream.
Well, you can find me on YouTube at YouTube/user/Rob Pouncey or RP3 Tech Reviews. My Twitter handle is RP Roman number 3 Tech. That's Twitter, and on Instagram at ROBBER32. And other than that, that's it.
And you can find them on Facebook.com/1237576.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go with Night Tech. But I think Rob has too many numbers in his Twitter handles. But go ahead.
Well, it's a reason
how
for
can we
it.
find you, Night Tech? Okay.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Night Tech Reviews. You can find me on Twitter at Night Tech Views, and you can find me on Instagram at Night Tech Reviews. Look out for that video coming, my giveaway video for 2,000 subscribers.
Oh, the Dex.
Dex Station, man. So look out for that video.
All right, cool. So how about Joseph? Joseph, how can we find you and where to follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Forbes Reviews and on YouTube at Forbes Tech Reviews. And that's about it. Oh, I'm gonna give a shout out. I was on vacation. When I came back yesterday, I did hit 400 subscribers. So thank everybody in the stream.
Team 400. Team 400, man. Team 400.
Maybe one day I get to y'all level, but hey, 400 is the start. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody.
All right, that's cool.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, I'm happy that you got that 400. Mr. Easy, Mr. Trump, Mr. Barack, Mr. Barbecue. Where can we find you, man?
You can find me on Easy Computer Solutions on all social media, easycomputersolutions.com, Easy Computer Solutions on every social media. All you got to do is put in EAZY Computer Solutions, and you will see a whole Google page of me. That's it.
And just him. All right. So BG Tech Life. I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory. But BG Tech Life, where can we find you at?
Well, you can find me at youtube.com/BG Tech Life. You can find me on Twitter, BG_Tech Life. You can find me on Instagram, BG Tech Life. It's just that simple.
There you go. And Mr. Alpha Rakama, the newest to the stream. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me at Instagram, Rakama Tech, Twitter, Rakama Tech, and that's spelled RAKAMATECH. If that's too many letters for Mr. Allen over there, I don't care.
Yeah, he got a problem with counting and reading.
I would. Go ahead. Okay, so I am Alan Anthony from Phone Tech at Work, and that is the brand, and that is the website. And I want to thank everybody for coming through. I want to thank all you guys. I want to shout out everybody in the stream. We got Sean, we got JQ, we got Costa, we got Tech Gentleman, we got Sage Tech. Man, oh man, it's too lit, but I don't want to get this going. I got Lewis, I got Sean, I got Cafe, I got Mark Teasley, as my boy would say it. Who else we got? I got KB, and so I just want to shout out everybody on the stream for coming, and I want to thank you guys for actually coming to episode number 5 of the Team 100 stream. Hopefully, I can have all you guys here again. I mean, hey, it was pretty epic, man. It was actually up to 9 people on the stream, and I appreciate everybody for coming. I do have a giveaway, guys, that's on the channel, and I just want to thank everybody for coming, including Andre Rivers. I just missed them. So this is, all right, I'll try that again. This is episode number 5 of the Team 100 stream. So please stay tuned to episode number 6 of the Team 100 stream. And I'm not sure who's actually hosting the next one, but I just want to thank everybody for coming. And this is the ending. So peace to everybody in the chat, and peace to everybody on the stream.
Peace, y'all.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Peace.
100. Team 100, guys.
100.
Later.